what the fuck did we just witness, bro? This is my second time making this fucking video. The first time I was so hyped, I didn't even check if my audio was fucking working, bro. I started recording that shit 28 minutes. There was no fucking audio on the video, bro. What did I just watch? UFC 328, bro. If you tell me before watching this shit that Khamzat Chimaev would pull guard 2 times against Sean Strickland, I would be fucking... I'd chin you, bro. I would not think you were telling me the truth. This has been one of the craziest cards I think I've ever watched. Based on results, based on the hype, based on what I expected going into it. I don't even care if I got my picks wrong, bro. I got like 4 right out of 13 fights. I picked fucking Taira. I picked fucking... Who did I pick? I picked against Ochoa. I picked against Bobby Green, bro. I picked Jeremy Stevens. Like, I don't even care at this point. This is just absolutely crazy. The edits we're gonna see tomorrow of Sean fucking Strickland with there and Rocky, you can't win. Bro, it's gonna be fucking sick. This guy does it again. Sean Strickland did it once against Israel Adesanya. Now does it again against Chimaev. Takes away his undefeated perfect record. What the fuck is going on, bro? What kind of alternate universe are we living in? That was a insane result. Tatsuro Taira fucking losing to Joshua Van. Absolutely crazy fight for sure. Fight of the night, I know they're probably gonna give it to Strickland, probably gonna give it to Chimaev. Bro, that Tatsuro Taira Joshua Van fight, that finish in the 5th round, absolute cinema. Crazy fights. Yaroslav Amosov getting the submission. Buckley and Gautier just crushing another can. Let's get right into it with the fights to make after UFC 328, man. This is a weird world we're living in, man. I had the thumbnail ready for this video. I had the title ready for this video. I was sure Chimaev was gonna win. I had all the faith in my fucking heart that Chimaev was taking this one in the bag. He had this shit already won. Turns out, hey man, Strickland's bald-headed ass, Ku Klux Klan looking ass, head ass, had other plans in mind. Sean Strickland versus Imavov. A rematch, I guess. Like, I don't even know what to do at this point in the division. I was not expecting this at all. We can't have a third DDP fight. DDP already beat Strickland twice. We can't have a DDP versus Chimaev fight. That would make no sense. DDP needs to get a win, at least one win, before he challenges again for the title. So make Strickland Imavov too, Strickland beat Imavov before Imavov went on his run. Imavov deserves a title shot. He was supposed to get it instead of Strickland, but as we know, Strickland, he knows how to use his mouth, all right? No diddy. He knows how to use his mouth. He knows how to get a title shot based on the words he chooses in his speeches, in his interviews. So yeah, man. That was the fight that was supposed to happen previously, but as we know, it ended up being Strickland, and thank fucking God, bro. Honestly, it's 6 a.m. right now. No, it's 7:30 in the fucking morning. I've been awake since 11 p.m. The 9th, it's now 7:30, the fucking 10th, all right? It's my mom's fucking birthday today, and I'm here, gonna be sleep deprived, gonna be sleeping through half the fucking day because I decided to watch this fight. I am glad that I watched this fight. I would not be saying the same shit if it was Imavov in this fucking fight. If Imavov had fought Khamzat Chimaev, I'd be snoozing. I would have been passed out 3 fights ago. Just the thought of that fight puts me to sleep, alright? So Strickland versus Imavov 2. Let's see how this rematch goes. Honestly, I'd honestly be more hyped for this than Imavov Khamzat. And yeah, man, just a crazy outcome. Strickland somehow pulling it off against Khamzat Chimaev. Fucking split decision, 5 rounds. I think it was the weight cut. I'm gonna put this in the title. I'm gonna talk about this in this video. I believe it was a weight cut. This isn't cope. I'm happy Sean Strickland won, but I do think it was the weight cut. As we know, Khamzat Chimaev, I think he low-key missed weight, and the UFC just passed it on anyways. They didn't want, I don't know if they even had a backup fighter for this fight. He missed weight, and he was supposed to go to 205 apparently. Like, he wanted to move up to 205. UFC didn't let him, made him fight Sean Strickland or Imavov. And he had to cut like 43 pounds or some crazy shit. So I think the weight cut affected the cardio really, really bad. I'm curious to see, what he talks about, what comes out from his camp after this. I'm very curious to see, what they're going to be talking about. But yeah, man, I think it was the weight cut. Sean Strickland, had Khamzat not had a bad weight cut, I believe it would have been a decision to Khamzat. I take back what I said about the submission, because seeing how Strickland, how calm he was on the floor, how the submission attempts really were null in that fight, I don't think it would have gone to a finish. But yeah, man, it was definitely the weight cut getting in the way of shit. Great fight nonetheless. Great win for Strickland. 20 years from now, no one will ever think it was a bad weight cut. Then we'll see Sean Strickland, the first fucking guy to take away Khamzat Chimaev's undefeated record, bro. It just goes to show how hard it really is to stay undefeated in this sport. Khamzat Chimaev, shout out to him, man. Let's see what he's up to now, man. Khamzat Chimaev versus Brendan Allen? What? What are we supposed to do with this guy now? Like, honestly, seeing how bad this weight cut was for him, I think the only move is 205. He got to go up to 205. He got to go fight some guys up there. Go fight Yuri. You know, Khamzat in the 205 division would make things interesting because it is a little bit dead right now, especially the title shot picture. Like, we're genuinely talking about Paulo Costa getting a title shot against Carlos Ulberg, who doesn't have a fucking right knee. So put Chimaev up at 205. If not, bro, I guess leave him at 185. Have him fight Allen. Have him fight Bohayo or like who else, bro? Joe Pyfer. Like, it. Just think about those matchups in your head. They don't make no sense. You don't want to see Khamzat Chimaev versus Brendan Allen for 3 rounds in the Apex. Like, you don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see that shit. Send Chimaev up to 205 because you're not going to give him an immediate rematch, right? That would be fucking insane. So send Chimaev up to 205. Let's see how he does up there. If not, put him against Brendan Allen, bro. Top 3 most unlikely matchups that might actually happen, all right? Next fight. Joshua Van beats Tatsuro Taira by TKO round 5. Oh my days. On some British casual shit. What the hell? What a fucking fight, bro. This fight was back and forth. First round goes to Taira. Second round goes to Van. Van drops Taira. Gets close to a 10-8 round in my opinion. I think third round, Tatsuro Taira comes back. Fourth round, Van wins that fight. It was all coming down to the 5th round on some fucking main event shit, bro. Sean Strickland and Chimaev was the same way. All down to the last round. And Joshua Van goes out there, our little battle droid, and TKOs Tatsuro Taira. What a fucking fight, man. How good is Joshua Van, man? I love Tatsuro Taira. I love Joshua Van. Both of these guys have very entertaining fighting styles. I did pick Van to win this fight. And not Van. I did pick Taira to win this fight. I picked him to win by decision, right? I thought he was going to out-grapple Tatsuro Taira to decision. And that's what it was looking like for most of this fight. For the beginning of this fight, third round, I was like, all right. Tatsuro Taira, every time he gets a hold of Van, Van had great defensive wrestling, bro. Van's defensive jiu-jitsu, the way he was getting out from the mount, I have to take some notes. He was getting his butterfly guard in super easily. I was just watching that shit flabbergasted, bro. Big vocab word for y'all. The way, bro, that, oh my god. Okay, in the first, I'm literally, there's no words, right? In the first fight with Van and Pantoja, I was sure that Pantoja was gonna do Van what I thought Tatsuro Taira was going to do Van now, right? Even worse. I thought Pantoja was gonna submit Van. Now seeing this fight, seeing Joshua Van against Tatsuro Taira, seeing how he was able to exploit the lack of head movement, which Pantoja doesn't have, seeing him get out from the mount, seeing him get out from the fucking side control from half guard, get up all the time like on some Max Holloway shit, not against Oliveira, but you know. It was, bro, it was beautiful. It was wonderful. Like just those get-ups were so skillful, so good to watch. I'm excited for this rematch more than ever. Van versus Pantoja too. For me, it used to be just a courtesy thing for Pantoja, where I thought, you know, Pantoja needs to get back the belt. He's going to win against Van pretty easily. He's going to make it look easy. This isn't that. Now I'm excited. Now this is a fight. Now I see what fucking bedtime was talking about, bro. Deadass. Like, before this fight, I was convinced, like, not a doubt in my fucking heart that Pantoja would beat Van. Now, I don't know. This is really a fight, guys. This is a fucking fight. So let's make this fight Joshua Van versus Pantoja 2. If not this fight, we can have Manel Kape versus Joshua Van. Maybe after he fights Kyoji Horiguchi. But I think Pantoja should be ready, all right? And if not, let's bring Muhammad Mokaev in, give him a title shot. I love Muhammad Mokaev as well, so I would not be opposed to that, all right? Next fighter, Tatsuro Taira, my boy. No shame in this loss whatsoever. What a fucking fight. What a performance. Looked great, showed crazy heart, showed a lot of improvements that he needs to make, right? He needs to get some head movement, needs to better his striking defense. I think he should like buzz cut his hair, because every time he was getting jabbed up, his hair was flying all over the place on some Patty Pimblett shit. I think put Tatsuro Taira up against Kavanagh next. Both of these guys have beat Brandon Moreno in their last win. So let's just see who did it better. These are two good-ass prospects in the flyweight division. And the thing I love about this fight, about this hypothetical fight, is that a loss does not impact their careers nearly at all. In my opinion, this guy, I think Tatsuro Taira is 26. Leonard Kavanagh is like 24 or 25. He's like around that Joshua Van age, maybe 23. He might be younger. Just an absolute killer. Two absolute killers going at it. Tatsuro Taira obviously better on the ground, but Kavanagh way better on the feet. Very well rounded as well. He reminds me a lot of Joshua Van. I think he has more power than Van, so that's something that Tatsuro Taira would have to be careful of. But I'd love to see this fight, and I'm sure that even like no matter who loses here, these guys both have title aspirations. This is like a super win-win fight. Of course, someone's gonna have to lose, and yes, if someone goes on like several losses in a row, you know, they're not gonna be in the title contention anymore. But I don't see neither of these guys going on a really big streak, like a big losing streak. So let's get this fight next. Tatsuro Taira versus Leonard Kavanagh. I'm a fucking genius. Banger fucking fight. All right. Next fighter. Alexander Volkov gets it done against Waldo Cortes Acosta. This is one of the few fights on the card that I actually picked correctly. Man, in my mind, honestly, when I was talking about this fight in my predictions video, I considered making this fight a fucking lock. I considered making this a lock of the card. Like really, because Waldo Cortes Acosta, in my mind, he's a striker, right? That's all he does. He's not gonna wrestle in his fights, and he's a boxer. He was out-heighted, you know, he was out-meated by Volkov, pause. Nah, Volkov was way longer than him, big pause. I knew that going to that fight, Volkov was gonna be at range, picking him apart, gonna be like, the kicks were gonna be a huge weapon in this fight. And yeah, man, the people in the comments talking about this is a robbery. I saw people in the legal stream that I watch, you know, the very legal stream that I watch, talking about this being a robbery. Shut the fuck up, bro. Volkov won 2 rounds easily. Easily, all right? The only chance Waldo had, I remember that in that 3rd round, I was scared to death for Volkov. I'm like, he's gonna get chinned like in that Derek Lewis fight. That shit was giving me fucking flashbacks, all right? But yeah, man. Volkov beats Waldo Cortes Acosta by decision. I think he needs to be up against the interim. Whoever loses the interim fight, because of course the winner's going to fight Tom Aspinall. Whoever loses the interim fight, Volkov's next for you, all right? Because Volkov deserved to be in that interim matchup. He did get robbed by Gon. The UFC and Dana White said they were going to make it right by him, and they didn't do jack fucking shit. So let's put this guy up against the loser of the next interim fight, the fight that's happening at the White House. And yeah, let's get Volkov back in there. Do I think he wins? I don't know. I'd like to see a second Cyril Gane fight because there would be bad blood in that matchup. Against Pereira would be interesting because Pereira's never really fought someone that's that tall, I think, especially in MMA. Yeah, I think the tallest guy he fought in MMA was Izzy, around his height. Maybe Jan Blachowicz, Yuri Prohaska, something like that. But someone that's way taller than him, Volkov's fucking 6'7", all right? Shut the fuck up. He's 6'7", great matchup, all right? I'd love to see that fight no matter who it is. But of course, Pereira's going to beat Cyril Gane because that's my GOAT. Next fight, Waldo Cortes Acosta versus Josh Hokit. Now, the reason I don't put Josh Hokit or Derek Lewis here, and you guys are thinking, bruh, like, what happens if Derek Lewis wins? Or what happens if Josh Hokit loses or wins or whatever? I don't fucking care, bro. At this point, Josh Hokit fighting Derek Lewis is completely inconsequential, bro. The second time I use that word in this video. In the big 2026, having a win or a loss over Derek Lewis does not mean jack shit, especially in this weak-ass heavyweight division. So, what does that mean? Waldo Cortes Acosta versus Josh Hokit, no matter what happens, bro. Josh Hokit versus Derek Lewis is going to be in a month from now, so they're going to be recovering around the same time, I'm sure. Make this fight, it's going to be on the feet. Josh Hokit might mix it up with the wrestling. We're going to get to see some of Acosta's defensive wrestling. Let's see how good he really is in that world. And yeah, man, this is just a banger fight in the heavyweight division. Whoever wins this fight, assuming that Josh Hokit wins, you know, his Derek Lewis matchup, I think would be next for a belt. Maybe even if he loses the Derek Lewis matchup, he'd be next for the belt. All right? So Josh Hokit versus Waldo Cortes Acosta, banger fight, potential fight of the night. Put this as like the co-main event to a good pay-per-view or maybe featured fight. All right? Next fight. Oh boy. Sean Brady versus JDM. Now this fight, if you guys like JDM, you should be shivering in your fucking boots right now. Your timbers should be shivered, shaking in your boots, all right? Oh man. JDM is on the three. Is gonna be, if he loses this fight, he'd be on the 3-fight loss streak of fucking doom and despair. Islam Makhachev, Carlos Prates, and Sean Brady. Sean Brady. Let's just talk about that Sean Brady Buckley fight. Sean Brady did Buckley so bad in that fight, and on paper, right, on some Anthony Smith shit, on paper, the Sean Brady Joaquin Buckley matchup was the most interesting fight on the card. By far, in my opinion, the most interesting fight on the card, because both of these guys had like their last fight be someone that was very similar to this matchup. Like, as we know, Sean Brady got slimed out by Michael Morales in the last fight. A very explosive on the feet striker, good kicks, good punches. That's Joaquin Buckley, bro. Michael Morales is a taller Joaquin Buckley. And then Joaquin Buckley got smudged by Usman, who's just basically Black Brady with no submissions. So, what do we got? Like, what's up with that? It was just seeing who was going to adapt first. My logic was, I picked, I did pick Buckley by round 3 knockout. My logic was, Sean Brady was very demoralized after that Michael Morales loss. And I was thinking, bro, if you're already thinking about going down to lightweight, you're thinking about leaving the division just a little bit ago, you were probably a fight away from a title shot or up next for the title shot. You're thinking about moving down? That's crazy. I thought he was going to come into this fight super demoralized, like just scared and hesitant on the feet, but he didn't. He looked good on the feet. Got fucking Buckley down. Buckley had no answers. Buckley really needs to get dead ass, like, all the corny shit aside, he gotta go to Dagestan. He gotta go to Georgia on some Ian Gary shit. He gotta do something, bro. Because this is 2 fights now where you're getting smudged, and this time you got smudged even worse than the first one, in my opinion. So, lock in. Sean Brady versus JDM. In the division, this makes sense because I think JDM is now ranked 3rd or 4th in the division. He just lost to Islam and Prates back-to-back. The last loss was real bad. He's gonna take a while to recover, so he's gonna be on that same Sean Brady timeline since he just fought last weekend. But man, this is a scary fight for JDM because I think, obviously Sean Brady doesn't have as good as offensive wrestling as Islam, but he has a bigger submission threat. And on the feet, of course, he'd get pieced up by JDM, and I think that's obviously JDM's path to victory, as it would be for most of JDM's fights. But I'd be scared, man. I'd be like this fucking dog in this picture. I'd be low-key shitting bricks. So let's get Brady versus JDM. Let's get it. Hopefully 5 rounds would be optimal for me because that gives JDM the most time to undo the smudging, right? But let's do JDM versus Brady, and let's see this fight. 5 rounds. Make it a fight night if you want in Australia, or like the co-main, or like the featured fight on a really nice card. Next fight. Buckley, my boy. We are feeding you to Orobai. And this is like a kill or be killed matchup, my boy, because this is 2 grapplers now that have fucking smudged you. Orobai, that's my GOAT. That's my boy. I fucking love Miktabek Orobai. I'd love to see him get a shot into the rankings. Joaquin Buckley is probably going to be ranked 13th after this fight, maybe 12th or 11th. But Orobai is on a 2-fight win streak. He submitted one guy with a Kimura, I think, and then he got a smudge decision win over Curtis Action Man, whatever his name is. He deserves a shot into the rankings, and I think Buckley is that shot. Now, again, on paper, a very interesting matchup. Orobai on the feet would get absolutely pieced up by Buckley. No questions about it. This guy was getting pieced up by Mateus Rebecki, who got pieced up on this card, right? He got submitted by... Who did he get submitted by? Mateus Rebecki by Grant Dawson, right? Good fight, by the way. Great fight. Buckley on the feet would school Orobai, and Orobai would probably school Buckley on the feet. This is the time to see how good Buckley's defensive wrestling has gotten, how good his submission defense is. Of course, we haven't seen him get submitted against Sean Brady or Usman, but that doesn't tell me much because you're still stuck in those positions, man. So let's see this fight next. Let's see Orobai get a chance into the top 15. I'd love to see this fight. I'd love to see my boy Orobai winning. Let's get on to the next fight. Buckley Gautier, my brother. I know it's not his fault, guys. I know it's not Gautier's fault that he's fighting fucking cans. But this is he's on genuinely a 4-fight can win streak. This is one of the nastiest can win streaks we've ever seen in our career, bro. More than Khabib, more than fucking, I don't know, Paddy Pimblett. Like, even Paddy Pimblett was low-key got schooled by Jared Gordon. Buckley Gautier, I know it's not your fault, but you gotta fight someone good. Put him up against the Iron Turtle. My boy, this guy has great wrestling, right? We're gonna get to see Buckley Gautier get tested in that realm. Good jiu-jitsu. He's very durable. He can kind of deal on the feet. Of course, he won't want to stay there on the feet. And this is a good test. After this fight, Taira Gautier should get a shot into the top 15, but not before. This should not be... Taira Gautier's next fight should not be a top 15 fight. No way. The commentators, fucking bald head ass Joe Rogan was like, how do you not put fucking Gautier in the top... Like, bro, dead ass. Let's be for real. Taira Gautier needs to fight someone who is not a can, first and foremost. And then he can get a top 15 middleweight fighter. He can fight fucking Marvin Vettori. He can fight, not Robert Whittaker, please. He can fight RDR, maybe. I don't know. He can fight whoever. Then he can go up there, right? But right now, put him against the Iron Turtle. Let's see how good Taira Gautier really is. Let's see how well-rounded he can really get, all right? Next fight. I'm hitting the flight emote all day, bro, after this win. Now, you guys might be a little confused. Of course, as you know, Yaroslav Amosov did beat Joel Alvarez, who is a Spanish guy, and I am a Spanish casual. Of course, it hurts my heart a little bit, but I love Yaroslav Amosov. In my video of random fighters that I love, this guy was in there alongside Miktabek Orobai. I love this guy. This guy's submissions are so nasty. His fucking background is so nasty. This guy's fighting Russia on the Ukraine front. He's doing great. I saw that video of him recovering his belt, his Bellator belt from the fucking basement of his house. He's like 29-1. I think maybe after this fight, he's gonna be 30-1, which is a really, really insane professional MMA record. There's not that many fighters. That's some Khabib shit, bro. Imagine he didn't get that one loss. That would be a Khabib record. That's crazy. 29-0. That's literally Khabib. That's what I'm talking about. Amosov, put him up against Leon fucking Edwards. Leon Edwards, my bro. You just got slimed out by Bilal, slimed out by Prodes, slimed out by Brady. Get ready to add Amosov to that list, bro. He's coming for that number 10 ring spot. We're getting Leon ball spot out of there. Man, this would just be such a good feel-good win. I know, obviously, I don't fucking hate Edwards. I just think he's boring. Definitely the most boring welterweight champion we've had. Maybe ever. I don't know. Who else has been more boring? Usman was more exciting. GSP was great. I don't know, man. Like, I think he might be the one. I think even Bilal was more exciting because his title defense against Jack Della Maddalena was very, very entertaining. So yeah, man, let's get Yaroslav Amosov getting a chance higher up in the rankings against Leon Edwards, and let's get him slammed the fuck out. Joel Alvarez. Tragic, all right? I know. My Spanish casuals were all crying. Moment of silence for our boy. All right, that's it. Moment of silence done. Joel Alvarez against MVP would be a great fight. If they ever make a Spain card, all right, watch my YouTube video. Put Etcher Sosa on that shit. Put Ilia Topuria. Put Alexandre Topuria. Put fucking Joel Alvarez on that shit. Absolute cinema. If there's ever a Spain card, we need Alvarez versus MVP. Because not only would we have the Spanish casuals filling up the stadium, we'd have the fucking Brits that already live in Spain because they come here and vacation for 9 months of the year. We have the fucking Brits coming to watch MVP. Oh my days. MV fucking P. What a fucking legend, right? They'd come over here, they'd watch MVP against Alvarez. Would be cinema. This would be a great striking matchup. I'd love to see how Joe Alvarez would do his mix-ups. We'll see if he would mix up the wrestling, whether he would mix up, you know, how his kicks would look in this fight. We haven't got to see too much of Joe Alvarez because he's gotten like several fights where he gotten smudged, you know. That Vicente Luque fight was good, but of course Vicente Luque is super old and low-key washed as fuck. But then before that, we saw the Arman Sarukian fight. Now the Yaroslav Amosov fight. We gotta see him on the feet. Let's let Joel Alvarez let loose on the feet. Let's see how he does, all right? Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think about this generational 328 card? Man, it's fucking, what is it now? Time of this recording, 7:51. I've been up since 11 p.m., bro. I'm dead ass. I'm considering maybe not even fucking sleeping. At this point, I might just get up and get going with my day. I feel pretty energetic. I took a 5-hour nap before the card just in case this shit happens. You know, I'm staying up so late. But yeah, man, what do you guys think about this card? What do you guys think about the matchups? What do you think about fucking Sean Strickland beating Khamzat Chimaev? I don't think that's settled in my head yet. I'm excited to see the fucking Rocky edits. Man, what a feel-good moment, all right? Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go do some shit. I don't even know. Ciao.